Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a brilliant chess battle packed with tactics, strategy, and surprises. Let's dive right in. Viktor Laznicka opens with 1. Question. A4. Boldly citing the center and signaling that he's not here to play quietly. Launching the first spear into the heart of the battlefield. Wesley So replies 1. Penifsko Simons Shandestestestenen, Kilmoganashkal, Ediviskapsamibhp. Anonymity. Ninezajin. Kandilwesio. NF6. Calmly developing his knight. A silent guardian, ready to counter any early aggression with icy precision. Viktor advances 2, Pensis 2. C4. Building a powerful pawn duo that screams, control the center or perish. Pushing Wesley to respond carefully. Wesley answers 2, Pes. Anemia. A6. Erecting a sturdy French-style fortress. A defensive line that hides his ambitions and prepares for counterstrike. Viktor plays 3 P. NC 3. Developing swiftly. His knight, a watchful sentinel threatening to dominate the key central squares. Wesley strikes 3 die. Intum. Ina. Inke. Asti. BB4. Pinning the knight and injecting tension. A dagger aimed at Viktor's kingside hopes. Viktor counteracts 4 Pisti. QC2. Q. Shielding the knight while maintaining pressure. A clever balancing act in the early storm. Wesley castles 4 Tachti, and Nuensing and Winuitiusen, Estis and Enedkimokad. In. And Ifal rebel, Inster Wayme. Nin. Nuntin. Oh. Tucking his king safely behind a wall of pawns, yet ready to unleash latent power at the right moment. Viktor pushes 5 to A3. Daring the bishop, will you retreat? Or trade and concede control? The psychological tension is palpable. Wesley captures 5 to Nanden, G. And then BXT3. Exchanging on Viktor's knight. Forcing structural decisions that will echo into the middle game. Viktor recaptures 6.2. QXD3. Keeping the queen active and eyes the battlefield with unwavering alertness. A warrior's gaze. Wesley advances 6.D. 1. Is to stay. Dinodaba win. Handikui. Reinforcing the center and preparing a solid foundation for his pieces to spring into action. Viktor develops 7. Tmuwensius. PG. 5. Pinning the knight. A sharp tactical needle aimed directly at the heart of Black's defenses. Wesley responds 7 Torigin, Pandorwichin, Inutideshiki. Inesiu. And Neomain, and Seotoi, Tepentanisten. NB de 7, Panodi Chubin, Ima Silvan. shoring up the pinned knight and adding resilience. A defensive maneuver that hides latent threats. Viktor plays 8 Portuan, egentkemen. e3. Quietly, strengthening his central pawn chain. A subtle but deadly preparation for the coming storm. Wesley advances 8 Portuan, 8. Est energisum. B6. Fianchettoing the bishop and quietly plotting counterplay along the long diagonal. Viktor develops 9. Netwu. Sumen. Connecting his forces and leaving tactical options open. A versatile piece ready to strike. Wesley plays 9 taut. Engawe. Munin. c5. Immediately challenging the center. A calculated thrust that tests Viktor's coordination. Viktor positions 10 taut pantons. Adon, Fornoriksheni, as subtest. Bringing the rook into the fray. Eyeing the open file like a predator circling its prey. Wesley counters 10 pork. Unnen. Powdered say, enough mezammer, and y'all, until new. Unsen, Nenji sit fukshe, Igenijashandan, it picanich neuk. QA7, Nis, Tepsamriyun, Kawish. Lining up his queen with latent threats. A quiet build-up, bristling with danger. Viktor shifts 11. Anurobazesh. QC2. Who? Reinforcing his position while maintaining flexibility. A poised and calm command of the battlefield. Wesley strikes 11. Nice. And of you and sold. Elmas. CX4. Opening the center with a precise exchange. Tension rising as pawns tumble like falling dominoes. Viktor recaptures 12p. Xt4. Snapping the pawn back and keeping the center under tight control. His knight, a fierce sentinel. Wesley develops 12, taut Hulen. And Tune. Now winners to Locus, Adekadazesta Basigan, and Moria, 86. Basics. Aiming at the queen, and threatening long-term pressure. A subtle but lethal pin emerges. Viktor captures 13. Bxf6. Trading his bishop for the knight, and slightly weakening black's pawn structure. A strategic exchange full of potential. Wesley recaptures 13 Panoe. Mo Mayan is sepeda, a pendenamo wistivan, and ended dadiste. Ento, Pathani. Pada. Do. Me. Inks f6. Restoring balance while keeping pieces active. His knight now a central defender poised to strike. Viktor maneuvers 14 pennies. Kafur. Eyeing the b7 pawn and provoking weaknesses. His queen, a hunter, circling the enemy lines. Wesley replies 14 Suin. Penuanichtessin, Astiomatas Venture, Penisuman. Nain? Nainalim. Q8. A cautious retreat. Defending sensitive points, while keeping counterplay possibilities alive. Viktor develops 15 punche. B2. Preparing to castle, and connecting his rooks. A calm and strategic step in the center of chaos. Wesley plays 15 on. Indeed. In the Ninian, the yours K. Yadoradia. BB7. February. Developing his bishop to a long diagonal. Quietly creating latent threats that could erupt at any moment. Viktor Kessels, 16. Oh. Safely tucking his king, while activating rook potential. Signaling readiness for middle game fireworks. Wesley plays 16. Pes. Nessigioninna. Anday. Erdate. Zeitzing the open file and flexing his rook. A quiet but menacing presence looming over the center. Viktor advances 17. Pedawunish extended 17. B4. Expanding on the queen side. Forcing engagement. And daring Wesley to react under pressure. Wesley strikes 17. Moon. Aintobi. Anans. Afif. Challenging the pawn storm and creating immediate tension. A classic clash on the flanks begins. Viktor plays 18. QB3. Repositioning the queen for tactical threats. Eyes locked on potential weaknesses in black's camp. Wesley captures 18 pottle. Endenadi. Naja 1. Penish energies toren shiken, and your pumistenagestasi. XP4. Opening lines and increasing chaos. The battlefield begins to scream with tactical possibilities. Viktor recaptures 19 Porttoinen, Penendomote, Hilbeshimo Willination and Pain. XP4. Maintaining pawn structure and opening the A-file. His forces poised for dynamic action. Wesley pushes 19 tot. Woden, Verbeemstand Enint, Curioisen. Engel, Ishay. Thief, I'm. Striking the center and trying to open lines for counterplay. Tension rises like a drawn bow. Viktor centralizes 20 Teden. Archon, AY. Bringing the rook to a semi-open file. Kandiwajan, in Mage to Waldashir alone, to Dankates. Eyes on black's weak spots. Ready to pounce. Wesley pushes 20 Carol. Untanta. Danyon. Anna. DX4, and Vikiring. Grabbing a pawn but opening his king side. The battlefield now a powder keg of opportunities. Viktor captures 21-31. BXC4. Activating the bishop and threatening tactical explosions. A sharp response with flair. Wesley challenges 21 Pei, Tuesday. No one picks in, and as sure on the tenon, in only be for a while. Monina. Penges a Dennis. Go. Gain, image penin, in Venezuela Chennai. Lining up along the B-file and defending critical points. Maintaining a tense equilibrium. Viktor pushes 22. Pep. The 5. advancing pawns aggressively, creating space and provoking weaknesses. The fight intensifies. Wesley maneuvers, 22. On. Entin. Nefur. Centralizing the knight and eyeing tactical threats. A dangerous piece leaps into the fray. Viktor retreats 23. Positional. QC2. 2. Calmly avoiding exchanges and maintaining flexibility. Plotting the next thunderbolt. Wesley jumps, 23. Now waits. Ninibanan. Anyama wis, Anyesta Yulchain. NC5. Repositioning his knight with menace. Threatening forks and tactical shocks. Tension spikes. Investin. Tension spikes. Viktor develops 24. Testabimasipum. Tiranin. India. NG6. Planting a knight deep in enemy territory. A dagger in the heart of Black's camp. Wesley captures 24. Pyramidus. Inamantetwine. And inactivity and monodia canistus. Men. Chenen dao. Ye. Extinction. Trading material to reduce pressure. A defensive sacrifice that only temporarily blunts the storm. Viktor recaptures 25. BX6. A passed pawn emerges, marching ominously. A potential game decider already on the board. Wesley plays 25, 13. In a war, Tunisian. Nay ontai. Onsa nationdin. And a namo, esinwan, endi, a hyan dain. Assista tiwazia. QEC7. Pen Wilmers 7. Kiwich day, and Molda Danish day. Lining up to challenge the c-pawn. But the tension is palpable. The c-file is a highway of danger. Viktor develops 26. Betwu. Flexibly defending and preparing, rook lifts. A calm but calculating warrior move. Wesley pushes 26. Edin. F5. Striking the center with fire. Trying to counter Viktor's growing initiative. Chaos brews. Viktor positions 27. Indemnants, and Binan, Bomogus Sureweshezet. BF3. Eyeing tactical opportunities while controlling key squares. Preparing to unleash energy. Wesley doubles rooks, 27. Pindenuxio Kate. Dente. Aye. Nenomanan. Iano, Agniatia. RD. RD6. Ready to defend or swing into attack. His pieces flexing like coiled snakes. Viktor doubles his rooks, 28. F-Don. F-Don. Contesting open files. The battlefield braces for collision as forces align. Wesley doubles his rooks, 28. Oh. Ni. And. Radite. Both sides now primed on central files. The tension is palpable. Like compressed springs. Viktor exchanges 29. SD6. Breaking open the lines. Sparks fly as pieces trade and paths open toward the king. Wesley recaptures 29, Pand Ower. And the Bazio Shannon, in and Penix. And Idan. X Deeks. Staying solid but exposed. His defenses stretched thin. Danger lurks on every square. Viktor slides 30 toinen. Pengo chased pen. QC4, Pun. Eyeing weak pawns and potential mating nets. His queen, a predator circling with deadly intent. Wesley plays 30 toy. Pesteo wind fun, Pandanation. Anstein. Days. QD8. Retreating cautiously. Shielding key squares. But his army feels the pressure mounting. Viktor advances 31, Patpinun. H3. Creating luft for the king, and subtly restricting black's pieces. A clever preparatory move. Wesley replies, 31, Petsius. Indistinguishable. Under. J6. Solidifying the king side. Yet pawn moves create long-term weaknesses. The battlefield cracks. Viktor develops 32, pending word is ascension and Molia. BD5. Centralizing the bishop with a vengeance. Slicing through enemy lines like a blade. Wesley moves 32. In the town. As sin, and easy. As. Meanin, and seminale. Cadie 7, Mobio is soin, Mosuneshe, Cabos to the 10. Tucking the king slightly. Avoiding tactics, but the air grows heavier. Danger looms. Petches, Panicain Munis, Endila. Viktor strikes 33. Tanks Penis Sobenibayen, and the Kilbundest Fundentes. E4. Breaking open the center. Unleashing a tactical storm. Pawns and pieces collide in a violent dance. Wesley responds, 33. India. F5. Counterattacking. Attempting to deflect pressure. The battlefield erupts with clashes. Viktor positions 34. QC3. Retreating slightly while maintaining threats. Calculating the perfect strike with cold precision. Wesley slides 34 Terstian. Neway. Endia. Astesto. Asta. Endimnia. Kashix. Sidestepping attacks but entering a precarious zone. A tense king on the edge of fire. Viktor captures 35 pistol. Kuixefif. Swooping in like a hawk. Zeitzing material and increasing the momentum of his assault. Wesley counters 35 Stallion. Instant. Ha! Panstua. ND3. A desperate attempt to create counterplay. But his knight dances on thin ice. Danger everywhere. Viktor pushes 36. QC3. Repositioning the queen for decisive threats. His gaze locked on victory. The net tightens. Wesley slides. 36. Nein der Schoen. Hendersonis. Internis. QG5. Trying to create defensive lines. Yet the pieces are stretched. A kingdom on the brink. Viktor strikes 37. RAC2. Doubling threats on the c-file. A tactical storm brewing. The tension is unbearable. Wesley pushes 37. Annual N-M-C-Cell. Antonio. F's C4. Capturing to relieve pressure. But each move exposes his king further. The battlefield teeters. Viktor advances 38. Pendotynin. 7. A passed pawn charging like a runaway train. Ready to crash into black's defenses with unstoppable force. Wesley maneuvers. 38. Enan. Binding 19. Nay. Inenina was done. N4. A final desperate defense. Trying to block the unstoppable pawn. The tension reaches fever pitch. Viktor finishes 39. Pendo win. Enisuil. Tidobanish Atforia. Kinandikain. QG3. The coup de grace. Cutting off escape routes. Dominating the board. And forcing Wesley to surrender. An epic and fiery conclusion. That's it for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next one. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next video.